Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Game Channel. I'm AJ Gels. Guys, we are back with the weekly show once again. This is gonna be a little different this week because I'm doing this one in two parts. For this video, I'm gonna put this up before noon. Just because I'm tired. Yesterday I went out, picked up a starter set for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, so I've been constructing models all night before I realized it was morning and I'm tired, so I figure if I go to sleep in the next couple hours, I'm not going to wake up before noon. So I thought I'd do something for you now and then later tonight compile the other news and do more of a general news show later tonight. But right now, I'm going to be talking about Far Cry 5. I talked about this when I went over the small teaser trailer and some other articles covering Far Cry 5. I was massively wrong in my prediction of what Ubisoft's going to be doing with their with the release schedule come winter. But you know what? First, without doing much talking, I'm going to hop in this trailer. I love this trailer. Here we go.
We must atone!
Something is coming. You can feel it, can't you? You can feel that we are creeping towards the edge. I know that you are out there. And I know that you are in pain. But my children, I'm here to tell you that suffering is a choice, and you can choose a better path. We want you, we accept you, and we will take you, willingly or not. And some of you may fight, but in the end, you will thank us. I am your father, and you are my children.
Upon us! I shall lead you to the gate! For you are my children, and I am your father!
PlayStation, the best place to play.
PlayStation.
All right, right there. That is my big problem. Are you kidding me, Ubisoft? Waiting until February 27th of next year for this game. I'm so surprised that they picked that time for this. I looked it up. I think it was, you know what? Let me Google it right now because actually I can't remember the actual date. Sorry about the weird cadence in my typing. October 17th was it got announced sometime yesterday. I caught it on Twitter that South Park: The Fractured But Whole is coming out, which is odd to me. Which I thought they'd wait for January, February for this game, but instead this one's coming out in that early October slot, and then we have Far Cry at the end of February. I still think I still think the last thing to come out, because I do not think that they'd put because I know the Crew 2 is still being looked at for this. We'll look at that at the end, or that article. I know the Crew 2 is looking at coming out before the end of this fiscal year. I think that they're going to drop that one last, because I don't think that they would put that in December or in that before the Fractured But Whole, because before the Fractured But Whole, I mean, I think a lot of games are going to stick clear of that kind of area, because I think late August is Shadow of War. So I think a lot of games are going to kind of try and stay out of there. Then I think, early November, you got to deal with new Call of Duty. So I really think a lot of games are kind of avoiding those kind of months, kind of like the plague. But still, we still don't have an official announced date or release date yet for the new Assassin's Creed game. All we know is it's coming out before the end of the fiscal year, which I think is next. I think the fiscal year ends in March. So I'd still guess that the new Assassin's Creed comes out late October, early November, and we'd see the Crew come out probably right in at the tail end of the fiscal year. But yeah, this makes me sad that just for the fact that we have to wait so long for this game. I think it looks awesome. I love the new area that we're going to. I really haven't talked about this, and I find this so fascinating that we're going to Montana. I mean, there's some mountains and whatnot, but I mean, for the most part, America really doesn't have those kind of exotic locations. That was kind of cool with Far Cry, because Far Cry has really had a kind of a weird evolution. I mean, I've played the first two, but I've never really dug into them. I played them when I was way younger, but from what I remember, they were kind of like Rambo. It was kind of like you're a special forces guy dropped into the jungle, you're behind enemy lines kind of thing. And then with three did such a good job with. Again, I always forget the name of the main character. I want to say Jason Brody, but I could be a little off on that. Either way, but I really like Jason, the main character from Far Cry 3, with how you kind of see him change mentally throughout the game, because at the very beginning he's kind of scared, nervous. He's never killed anyone. It's really it kind of freaks him out. But then by the middle chunk of the game, he really starts getting used to it and loves the violence and the explosions and all that shit. But that was really cool. Then I think 4 kind of tried to do something that make the map and try and add stuff in that sense, but I think the narrative kind of took a small step back. I really liked Pagan Min. I kind of liked the thing with his mom, his birth dad, and Pagan. I thought that was really kind of an interesting love triangle that we're kind of learning about throughout the game. The whole brother and sister pair that's leading the resistance, I found them not uninteresting, but I think that could have been done a lot better. I think a lot of that game's narrative could have been done better. But, I digress. Still, Far Cry 4 was a good game. I'm not going to really talk about Primal, because I think Primal was kind of its own beast. It still felt like a Far Cry game, yet I think, how to put this, it's kind of like they wanted to make a caveman game, but they decided to make it, but they just threw it into Far Cry. I don't know, maybe to get some sales. I don't know, but yeah, I'm kind of keeping Primal out of the main Far Cry 1, 2, 3, 4, and now with 5. But I think Montana is such a new kind of place to go to, because we're on a kind of like a not deserted island, but it's very native. It's very. I feel like primitive isn't the right word, or somebody's going to get on me because, ooh, that's offensive, but I think that's kind of the word to go with. And then we had someplace like Nepal with where it's a lot of woods, small villages instead, but now we're doing kind of like the small town and the outskirting, kind of like, I think it's Hope County, I think is where it is. We're doing this county in Montana, which I think is going to be really interesting to see how they pull it off. The animals. I mean, you saw that you were driving and you see that bear chasing that woman. I thought that was pretty funny. That guy who's forcing people to be baptized. The guy with all the tattoos standing with the book. Repent. I don't know. I think the area is going to be really interesting. I like how we're kind of going for more of a religious aspect as opposed to criminal leaders or a kind of like a totalitarian government. I really kind of like this concept. It's like this cult has taken over this town. It's basically, I say from what I've read, it's basically like preppers, but I'll talk about that when we get a little further. But yeah, I think that the area that this game is going to take place in, I think that is what is really going to scream. Or I think that's going to be probably the major determining factor, whether this is going to be considered a phenomenal game or just a good game. Because I think a lot of the other stuff, as long as Far Cry kind of keeps to what Far Cry is, and they don't really try and, how to put this, I'm not saying don't try and change, but I think Far Cry kind of has a niche, and maybe tweak some stuff, but I don't want to see them completely diverge from what Far Cry is. So I think if they can keep that, but really bring out this new environment, I think this game is going to be absolutely amazing. You know, I've seen this trailer. These upcoming trailers, there are three kind of like side characters who I'm assuming are like actually important characters to the game. We're gonna watch these. None of these are the main character. It has been confirmed that all of these small trailers, they're just kind of like side characters. There's been theories that maybe these people are the co-op characters, or there's this and that. But I'm pretty much just gonna fire these off in succession. I might talk about each of them after a while. I haven't actually seen them, so let's watch this together.
Woe to the man who leads my flock astray, says the Lord. We were given so much. This land, this life, our freedom. What's left of it now? Our people felt abandoned, grew weary. They needed our help. And we didn't listen. But he did. Told them exactly what they wanted to hear. But those falsehoods, lies, his poison, it's driven them from pasture, from the righteous path. Woe to the man who leads my flock astray. For if I am not their shepherd, then I must be the wolf.
All right, that was really cool right there at the end. You know, he shows him, you know, he's looking at the gun inside the Bible, picks up that shotgun, puts on the vest. I thought that was a really sweet kind of like character trailer. Again, I want to know more about this guy. I mean, this is what I love about these kind of smaller character trailers. I think Ubi does a great job with this, is to kind of it gives me a flavor of who this kind of guy is. So I'm assuming kind of like your typical kind of like religious pastor who's kind of been pushed to, you know, kind of like a small town preacher, but he's kind of been pushed out by this cult leader. So he kind of has to take kind of drastic measures, take things into his own hands. And I'm not saying he's broken, but I think he's really kind of at his wit's end. I mean, again, this is all how I'm reading into this, but this is what I love Ubisoft when they do these character trailers. It really gives you a nice taste of who these are, but you want the full meal. And again, I think it's a dick move on their part to give this to us now on May. What is this? It came out yesterday, so 26th, and that means we have to wait almost not a full year, but damn near close. Not damn near, you know what I mean. But I don't know. I'm still stoked. I can't wait for this. I was getting terms from the AMC show Preacher when I was kind of watching that. Something I did think that, because I didn't get a good enough look at him during like the main trailer, because I didn't, I don't pause and do those like intense trailer breakdowns that a lot of people do, just because I don't have the attention span to do it. But I saw the Preacher in some shots during the trailer, and I was thinking, is that the Preacher from Far Cry 3? I thought that would have been really cool, because what was his name? Like I want to say Leonidas, but I don't think that's right. Yeah, I'm going to do a Let's Play for Far Cry 3 sometime. So we'll figure that out when we do that Let's Play. But I thought that would have been cool if they would have brought him, but I really like this character. Pastor Jerome Jeffries. That's a nice name. Let's move on to Mary May. Do all these guys? No, okay. I was like, do they all have the same first and last initial? But this is Mary May. I think she's a bartender or whatever from some of the stuff I've seen. But some screen, yep, bartender.
I grew up here, you know. Had my first kiss out back with some dumb cowboy. Almost got caught by my dad. He loved this place. It wasn't all easy. But he always made sure that here, you could speak your mind. And then they showed up. Here to help, they said. He believed them. And then they took my mom. My brother. And Dad was never the same. Now what? You wanna take this place too? No.
What the?
This place is ours.
I really like the music at the end of that one. That was neat. But what's with the censoring of that? This is going on YouTube. Son of a bitch. Well, okay, it's probably because it's also going to go up on... But then don't put the word in it. I don't know. I'm having a conversation between the two voices in my head right now. No, again, another... I dig the character. I like how we kind of get a feel of the backstory. I think she was in the cover art. So let me see if we got a screenshot of the cover art here. No, we do not. Wish we did. Well, yeah, we kind of have it right there. I want to say she might be this character right here. I'm not sure if you can see it on your screens. But I spoke about the female in the box cover art but you know what I mean. The cover art. When I talked about this, I want to say a couple days ago, when I talked about the teaser trailer. Yeah, I'm probably going to say the same thing for this one. I like the character, but let's watch the trailer.
She's a beaut, ain't she? All this time. She ain't never let me down. I just hope she's around when he's old enough to fly. Ooh, my boy. I mean, I hope it's a boy. I just want him to fly her like I do. Not like my dad. Or my grandpa. They flew in the war, so I didn't have to. But now, I don't know if he'll ever have the chance. Not with these around here.
Hell, stop doing that.
People are scared, man. I may never have gone to war. If them Peggy's come after my family, sure as hell we'll give them one.
That music right there at the end is spot fucking on, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, probably actually my least favorite of any of the characters, just because, I mean, you're kind of good old boy kind of thing. I mean, he's a little more archetypal. Well, I guess so's Mary May and the Preacher, but I don't know. I like those two archetypes a little bit more than his, but I still think he's gonna be an interesting character. Man, I want to chase some cows in a plane like that trailer. I just want to. That's one thing I want to do. I want to chase some cows. Yeah, God, I don't know. I cannot wait. I keep saying it. Can't wait. This is gonna be freaking awesome. All right, now we have final thing I'm gonna talk about right now in this video. This is an article on IGN by Jonathan Dornbush. Right there, name. I will have links to all the videos and this article down in the description. But this article, we have some story and some gameplay details that I'm going to read. This is just some stuff that we didn't pull from the trailer. I wanted to talk about them here. So let's see here. The article reads, after a week of video and art teases, Ubisoft has finally revealed more about Far Cry 5, including when it will be available. Far Cry 5 will hit PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on February 27th, 2018. I do want to say, I'm not sure if you caught any there, that I think they are kind of siding a little bit more with PlayStation. I think there's some exclusive PlayStation content that will be available. You see it a lot with Call of Duty. It will do that too. I think Call of Duty, with one of the last couple Call of Duties, DLC was available on PS4 before the Xbox and PC, but that's, I don't know. Just a little thing I thought I'd add. Let's see, the article continues. With development led by Ubisoft Montreal, Far Cry 5 will allow players to explore the entire open-world in-game version of Montana alone or in two-player co-op. The franchise's map editor will also return in Far Cry 5 with new features that Ubisoft promises. More details are coming for soon. That's weird. Additionally, PS4 players will get a free in-game skin pack. In-game skin pack with purchase. Aside from the release date and first trailer reveal, Ubisoft has also offered new details about the sequel stories. Players will take on the role of the new junior deputy in Hope County, Montana, where players will become embroiled in an attempted takeover of the county by the Project at Eden's Gate, a doomsday cult. Players will have to form their own resistance while being cut off from the outside world, leading a fight across the farms, forests, mountains, and rivers of Montana. Playable vehicles will include American muscle cars, big rigs, ATVs, boats, and planes. The junior deputy in their fight to survive will also be able to recruit human and animal groups, guns, and fans for hire, respectively, to aid in combat. Ubisoft confirmed Far Cry 5 earlier this month, along with a new Assassin's Creed and The Crew 2, coming in the company's current financial year. Far Cry 5 is available for pre-order on Amazon and other retailers. Now, from what I was saying, the whole thing about recruiting people to I'm curious because it's talking about building a resistance. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be kind of like Far Cry 4, which I think that was kind of. I'm trying to make about 3 points at once right now. I'll kind of slow down, take a step back, and I'll go I'll do one at a time. All right, the first point I want to make is it's talking about resistance. That didn't make me. I kind of hope that we come into this before this cult completely takes over. Maybe they're kind of on the rise and we know about them. Like there's something there, but we're there when shit hits the fan. So it's not kind of like Far Cry 4 where we come into Karat and everything's already gone to shit. Pagan Min's in control, and we're just kind of brought into this resistance, yet for some reason we're a civilian who can fight like we did. That never made sense to me, but whatever. Video game logic, Now, the next thing that I was kind of talking about, it said, will form their own resistance while being cut off from the outside world. Now, I'm curious as to see what that means, what they mean by players will have to form their own resistance. Maybe I'm reading too much into the words, but I'm thinking, is there going to be some kind of like resource management? Is there going to be some sort of, how to put this, like, maybe there's like more choice in the game, like we're deciding what groups to align, like we're aligning ourselves with, they're going to be like, not loyalty missions, but missions that will increase, kind of like relations with one group, but not with another, and you're trying to build these kind of, I'm trying to think how to explain this. Like, there's more of a system involved. It's more system based as opposed to it's just all pushed forward by the narrative. Kind of like 4 was pushed forward by the narrative. You didn't really build it. You didn't really recruit people, and there wasn't like this idea of relation. So I'm curious if this is going to be more system based or if it's going to be more narrative based. But those words are leading me to believe it's going to be a little bit more system-based, but I could be totally wrong. So this is all me spitballing and whatnot. Really, I guess I was only making 2 points because, again, like this stuff I find interesting. Well, I wonder what a fan for hire is. I know what a gun for hire, but what's a fans for hire? Whatever. Either way, I super pumped up. A lot of really, really interesting stuff coming out of this week with this game. Like I said earlier, guys, check back later tonight. I will be putting up another video with more general news. There's not really a whole lot to talk about, but I will be covering that stuff later today. I just wanted to get something out before I went to bed and woke up at like 5 in the afternoon and, I once again forgot to do the show. So that's what's going on, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or opinions on anything that I talked about, anything you saw that maybe I didn't catch, hell, even if you disagree with me on anything, please go, slow down. I'm trying to catch myself when I'm thinking too quickly. I'm gonna slow down here. All right. If you want to talk to me about any of that stuff by either agreeing with me, you disagree with me, any of that crap, crap is, you know what I mean. You can go over and DM me over on Facebook, Twitter, minds.com, comment on my blog, my website, whatever. Links to all of those are down in the description below. If you follow me on Twitter, friend me, all that, you'll get updates on whenever new videos go up here on the channel. You'll get updates on if I maybe have to take a day or two off if I'm doing some, or even just for my own mental health, I need to take, I might need to do something like that. Either way, like I said, links to all the social medias in the description below. You can also get a hold of me through the comments. I will talk to you there. I'll talk to you guys anywhere. I love talking to you guys in the comments. So leave a comment, and I'll be happy to chat with you guys. I love that kind of shit. So there's that. I feel like there's something else. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to help me grow this channel, build it, grow even more. I think what our current at time of recording, I think my sub count's 162, which I know. I keep sounding like I'm. Well, I mean, I am super happy with that number. I would definitely love it to continue to grow. For me, it's just, and I've said this before. I always expected this channel to go absolutely nowhere, and to think that I have 162 subscribers on YouTube. It just it blows my mind just constantly, and I know it can all go away tomorrow. So all I can do is just thank you guys so much for that. And any non-subscribers out there who are watching this, please. I know I'm rambling. I'll tie this all up in a bow right now. Just please. And if you're interested, subscribe to the channel. Chat with me in the comments. All that. Happy to do it. I love doing that kind of stuff. And other than that, that's all I got for you right now, guys. And then until next week, or I guess next video you see me, I'm AJ Gales. This is the On Third Gaming Channel. I'm out.